Am I on here? I don't know, y'all, because it's the first time I'm doing something like this. But I wanted to come and share my story with y'all. The story of my life. It's been everything but ordinary. People always used to say, you should do a book. You should write a book. You should do this. You should do that. Well, now is the time because the book is taking too long, and God said, somebody needs to hear my story now. So that's what I'm here to do. Not here to defame anybody, not here to exaggerate, tell lies, none of that. I just want to get it out there. And if you see me cry, don't worry about it. I'm going to be good. It just makes me sad sometimes. That's all. And without further ado, I'm going to have to start from the beginning because that's the only way you're going to get the full picture. But I'm going to shorten it. I'm actually going to tell you my life story in a shorter version, hopefully. Okay? So, I don't even know if this thing is working right, if I'm even being seen. Let me see if I could find that out. Well, maybe it says live and whatever. But anyway, okay, let me give you the characters. Mom, Dad brought me home from the hospital. We were in Edgewood, Maryland. And I had a sister 6 years older than me. That would be sister number 1. Then I have sister number 2. That is my father's child, not my mother's. Sister number 1 is my mother's child, not my father's. Sister number 3 would be me. Sister number 4 and sister number 5, they have my father and they have their mother together. And then there's brother number 1, who is my father's child and my mother's child. So we have the same mother and father. Sister number 1 has a different dad. And then there's brother number 2, Eddie. He's passed on. Rest in peace, Eddie. And then there's brother number 3. And he has the same dad and mom. And so let's get into it. My mom and dad were married, but my dad, he used to beat my mom, I guess, because whatever, they just didn't get together. Oil and water, not good. So that didn't last. So after they split up, my mom, after a little bit, we moved around the corner from where we were living. I think she was buying that house and I let it go or whatever. And then we moved around the corner. And she got with an older guy that was, he was very giving, very nice guy, whatever. But one day, no, let me back it up. Before we even got there, let me tell you the first situation. This is the controversy part. Let me tell you these situations. This is where we need to break the generational curse that's out here in every culture, probably every other house on the block. Okay? So let me start here. I was at least 4 or 5, and my mom used to send me to Sunday school. And I believe the name was Ebenezer Baptist Church. It could have been in Edgewood, 'cause that's where we were. But she used to put me all cute in a little clothes, a little skirt, a pleated skirt, and the white little tights and the Mary Jane's shoes and whatever, the little white shirt. So every day I would come home and she said, my mouth is dry, excuse me, y'all. And my tights would be, have a hole in them right down in my crotch area. And so she said, why your tights keep getting hole in it like that? And I would tell her, the big man took me to the bathroom. The man took me to the bathroom. I don't know what happened to my mom or if anything happened to that generation. I don't know. But she never paid this kind of stuff any attention at all. So that was that. And it kept happening. And then I told my dad that I didn't want to go back there. And that was that. Then one day I was playing with my neighbor. She had an older brother. It was probably about my sister's age, 6 years older than me. And then mom and dad and a dog. One day I'm over there playing with her. And we're in her room, sitting on the floor, Indian style, like I always sit, playing with the dolls. Then all of a sudden, she just gets up, and she had one of those beds that would like you would like a crib bed, like you would take it out of there and make it into a bed, so it was like short. And she just got up there and she just laid on her bed and pulled her pants down and tapped on her wee wee. I mean, well, her vagina. So I was like, oh. She said, come here, come here. I was like, no, I got to go home now. So I just went home and let it go. Okay. A little while after that, one day my dad came and got me. We had moved at this time. My dad came and got me because I would hang with him a lot because I didn't really get any attention in the house. Like, they didn't want to talk, they didn't want a conversation. My mom or sister number one, it was always go sit down, go play, this, that, and the third. So my dad would come, he would listen to me. I could talk to him, I could learn stuff. So one day he came and got me and took me to a lady house in Baltimore. Not a house, but an apartment, and like it looked like a schoolhouse building or whatever. And I didn't know then where it was, but now I know. I found out later where I was because I never forget the look of it. So, we go there, and she has like a 14, 15-year-old daughter she's a pretty girl. She was very pretty. And my dad and the lady, they left. And I stayed there with the girl, and it was like, I swear, like 5 minutes later, two dudes came in the house. And I was like, oh my God, what is going on? You know what is going on? So they followed her to the back, and then one came back out there, and he was like, I like you. And I was like, oh, okay, how you doing? Like, hi, and pretty much he just got on over there with me and just did whatever the heck he wanted to do. And all he kept saying was, the whole time, all he kept saying was, mm, this what you do. This what you do when you really like somebody or you really love somebody. He just kept repeating that over and over again while he was trying to uh, get on top of me to insert himself. And it was a while, but it didn't work. Okay. It didn't work. And so he took his finger and did what he did with that, saying the same words over and over and over again. So finally it stopped, and the other guy came out. Then they left. She never even, I don't even think I got a word out of her, anything or anything like that. But a little while later, my dad came, and we were leaving. We left, and I got in the car, and I was like telling my dad what happened. I was like, this guy came and did this, that, and the third, and he was just like this. He was like, let's keep that to ourselves. And I was like, but is that right? Is that right? Let's just keep that to ourselves. Back then it was still a lot of racism. They were considered probably middle class where we lived. And the only thing I could think of is that they just didn't want to draw attention. And now you got the other siblings later on down the line that says that my dad keeps saying I'm his favorite. I'm his favorite. And I'm like, I don't know why he says that. You know what I'm saying? But that was that. And so the reason why I say that might be why he said it, but I don't know because I tried to tell my mother as well what happened. And she turned a blind eye, like she just didn't pay it any attention. So time went on and time went on. Nothing ever came of anything. So me, always the outcast, always the one that I didn't get paid no attention. So I played a lot with my dolls. I played a lot, make up friends and all kinds of stuff with the dolls. But anyway, the thing is, I said, nobody's ever going to say anything, or nobody's never going to teach me anything or whatever. So I said to myself, I said, well, if it happened to him, maybe they'll do something, because I see my mom play with my brother. My mom played with my brother. My sister played with my brother. They talk to my brother. So my mom said, well, if it happened to him, then maybe somebody will do something. So I did it to him. I don't know where. I don't even know why I thought that way. I don't even know why my head was that way. All I know is I never felt like I belonged. And then my dad would send me to my mouth dry. And been drinking water all day, but the water makes my mouth dry. Anyway, my dad would send me to my grandmother's in D.C. for the summers. Now, remember, sister number 2 is my dad's child, okay? But my mom didn't know of her when they got together. But later on, she had to come with us. So she did, and then I had cousins and everything. My mother's side was from Baltimore, my father's side was from D.C. So I had cousins in Baltimore. They always used to look at us like we were crazy, and where we lived was this, that, da 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 da, whatever, like that. Hasidity, pretty much. So whenever they came to our house and my sister was there, they would tease her, pretty much bully her, you know, throwing jabs at her looks and stuff like that. And I ain't even gonna lie, like if we got into it, then I would say it to her. Whole time thinking that this is really my side of the family. I found out long years later that my sister number 1 was not really my whole sister. Sister number 2 was really my whole sister. So when I would go to DC, we never we didn't play with each other. She would be with the skinny aunt, and I was with the heavy set aunt, and we just stayed in their rooms. And sometimes we would come out the door and look at each other out the door, and then go back in the room. That's it. And then my grandmother treated me so terrible. I guess my sister went down when she went to live with my grandma. I guess she told them what happened to her up here. So when I came, she treated me like, well, Sister Cinderella. My grandmother, she was terrible with me. With me. Everybody else, they got different side. And I'm telling you how God works, but that's a little bit down the line. But the crazy thing is, I never held any grudge against anybody. Like, never did. Just let it roll off my back. Put it in the roller deck. But anyway, she she would have me just clean and stuff, or my mom would send money for me to get shoes and stuff, and she would get me a cheap pair, and then when I broke them from playing out front on C Street, she would beat me with them and tell me that I'm getting those because she's going to pay her phone bill with the money that my mother sent for me calling my mother. So that was that. And I mean, it went on and on and on because I was there a lot, a lot, so that was that. So that's that. Now, we already moved around the corner. Crazy thing is, my daughter that I had years and years later, well, not years and years, but a little bit later, that address is her birthday. That's just crazy. But anyway, so now we at the new place. This is where we already were when I did that to my brother. Nobody ever said anything. So I'm like, okay. I do it again. The only other time and last time I did it again. But this time when I came out the room, my sister number 1 was standing right there looking at the black the glass sliding glass doors out the back. And she says, "You're going to get caught." And I said, "Good, I want to." And kept walking to my room. And her and I, we never had a relationship. She never tried to get to know me. She pretty much, caution, get away. So, that's just what it was with us. And she says that. And then I'm like, okay, good. Now I know she's going to listen to her. Something will get done. I don't know if they told her and she turned the blind eye because I thought it was just because of me, but never heard anything. But in the meantime, after that second time, I found out what it was called and what it meant to do that to my brother, like what that meant and what I was livid. Mm, mm. I just couldn't believe it. Like I sabotaged any good thing ever that could ever happen to me. Like that's not me. I'm not that person. And God knew that. It obviously had a reason. Well, now I see the reason. Because for this day and time right now. But so that was that. Time going. We had a nice the old guy. He was well off. And he gave us a nice Christmas, the last Christmas in this house that I remember because from there we went to Baltimore. But before we left, we had a real nice Christmas and everything. And then I went over my dad's with my other sister, number two. We went over there around that time because I remember she sat on my doll's head and broke her, and she was no more good to me. Baby Heather, she was no more good because she was broken head. Anyway, so we go. One day I'm in the living room at my mom's, sitting on the floor just playing with my dolls, and the music was playing. She was cleaning, whatever have you. So my sister number one, she just kept walking back and forth behind me. I'm sitting on the floor, Indian style, just playing with my toys. She's like, just going back and forth. And I'm like, she must want me to say something. So I'm like, where are you going? And she was fooling with her hair. I said, where are you going? She said, oh, I'm going out with my boyfriend and his two nieces. I said, oh, can I go? No, they have pretty hair and pretty eyes. I said, oh, okay. Never did I ever know how I looked. I never looked in the freaking mirror. I was pretty much a tomboy, just wanted to learn stuff. That's it. So, but she turned back and she said, but I know what you can do. And I was like, what? Tape the 92Q jams for me. I said, okay. Y'all know what I did? Do y'all know what I did? I taped the 92Q fucking jams. Yeah, that's that. That's the situation there with that. Okay? Now, at this time in my life, I was seeing things change as far as my mother's concerned. And I started noticing things. I'm curious, very intellectual, intuition, all that. I wasn't like anybody else in that house, family, or whatever. So I'm like, yeah, I see the brown envelopes. Back in them days, brown envelopes was the weed. Yeah. And so that's what I saw out there. Now we have to move. We have to leave. We have to go to Baltimore. And we're going to a man's house that she knows. Now I'm already screwed up. Like, what is this going to be about? And my sister, number one, had 2 more months left to get her high school diploma. So she went and stayed with my dad, which is not her dad, just my dad, and finished out her time. Okay. But in the same time, she did not like my dad at all because of my mother and their relationship, which is crazy. But I point that out because it's something that's going to come up later. She went there, called the man it all her life. She went there, stayed there, finished out her high school, and then came out and went to cosmetology school, whatever. So that's that. Now I'm in Baltimore with my mom in this neighborhood. We were on Midwood and Winston Avenue, and I was getting enrolled into Winston Middle, 6th grade. So now during this time, things got bad. Pretty much, I only would look through the keyhole in them little houses back, them houses back in the day with the little keyhole. You see through the room. So I would just be looking through the peephole to see what was going on, and I would see the ironing board and stuff up there on the ironing board, and they doing whatever they doing. And I'm like, okay, something is getting ready to change up here. This is getting ready to change for real. So I'm just looking at that, and then days come. We never like she never talked or any of that kind of stuff to me. So I just outside walking around one day. I'm just walking around, see who I can meet, talk to, not knowing the whole ins and outs of the city. Okay. I was took to be more the belly of the beast to fend for my and self. You hear me? Okay. Hartford County. Throw it into Baltimore. Hmm. And you tell me. I'm gonna get to it. Now, so I meet this one girl. I think it was her first. I know their names. I never forget them. But anyway, I go and I'm walking around, so I meet this one girl, and we get to talking with each other, and we start walking around and stuff. And she came up in that house, and back in them days, it was Jordashes and Stonewalls Jordashes and rider boots and city boots and all that kind of stuff. So all my stuff was like folded up on a chair. The boots was all around there, so she saw what I had. Put it that way. So she asked me, did I want to walk with her up to her people's house? And I was like, all right, come on. So now, I don't know what I had on, but anyway, I just got a feeling. It's like sometimes I can just feel what's going to happen, or what's going to happen. But when we came in the door, I said I had to use the bathroom. So I went upstairs to the bathroom, and I just kept hearing whispering, whispering, whispering. And I'm like, something don't feel right in here. It don't feel right. So I'm running down the steps, and I'm like, oh, I forgot. I gotta go do something with my mother real fast. I gotta do something with my mother. So I took off, right? I just took off, and wow, I look back, and they chasing me. Her and another dude, they chasing me all the way to. Well, I know what it was then because I just got there, but it was Chickapin Field and shit. So I'm like, oh my god, they just gonna keep chasing me, gonna keep chasing me. So I mean, I ran till I couldn't run no more. Like they must have stopped. I didn't. So that was that incident. And then somehow or another, it was the next day or whatever, I was in school. And I get home and I'm like, Mom, where all my stuff at? She said, oh, the girl said she left some stuff. I said, so you just let the girl come in here and go in my room and get some goddamn clothes and stuff? No, you don't know what you bought? I mean, what the? Okay, so that's that. And then after that, I don't know if it was before that or after that, but I know me and her was in the middle of me and we'll get ready to fight. But this chick wanna run around like she in the boxing ring, and I'm just standing there like, please stop. And let me just bang you up for real. Please stop. And the crazy thing was it was a little dude on his block that wanted to fight me that liked me. Like, who do you I was like, these people crazy. The guy actually wanted to fight me on the block. Bart was his name. He looked like fucking excuse me. He looked like Bart. But anyway, so he want to fight me. So this is what's going on. I'm just saying, me and the girl was ready to fight, but she wouldn't keep still. She Holyfield somebody, just keep boxing. I said, girl, I'm not gonna chase you. Please stop. So I could just bang your ass for real. But anyway, so that was that. Then time go on, and I went to school, and then I met another girl. Now, this girl, the first girl said she lived with a grandmother, but kind of find out it was a foster mother thing. That's that. And she gone. I don't see her no more. Now I meet this other girl from school. So we walking home because she lived around there too. So we walking home. She was like, oh, I said, what you get ready? She said, oh, my friends get ready to come and I'm going to just ride around with them for a little while. You want to go? I was like, okay, I'll go with you. Let me take myself out. Why? Why? Why was I so naive? Why? So, don't know where my mother is. I really don't know. At this point, she dropped the ball on me. She was just gone. At this point, I'm fending for my damn self. So, I go with the girl. It actually, it was a van, a blue van. And the crazy thing, I ain't even gonna go into that because I feel some type of way about that van and who it was. Now that I think about it. But anyway, um, so we just riding around, and the guy that's dropped. Look, them two, her and the guys in the back part of the van with it looks like a sofa for real, like a sofa, and they're just sitting there just looking. And the guy's driving, and what I didn't know it was Drill Park because I found out later it was Drill Park. So we wind up over in Drill Park. And it just all of a sudden he just swamped on me. Just swamped on me. And I had on the long jean skirt with the boots. He just jumped on me. And I was like, what the fucking rape me? And them two back there, I don't even know why they wasn't doing it or whatever the heck. Because they sitting back there, they just laughing at me. Just laughing at what's going on over there. Why weren't they in the mix? I don't get it. But anyway, that's that, right? He do his due diligence and he gets up and he do what he doing and then he drives. So as soon as I seen somewhere that I knew, I jumped out and just got to running home. And what I seen was Cold Spring and York Road. And I just got to running. So now that's that. Okay. So now we at a point where I'm in the school. I'm going to the school. I'm in the 6th grade and bop, bop, bop. My uncle had a girlfriend that he was with for years. She did get high. Same as my mother and my aunts. They all did the same thing. So she had a son. The girlfriend had a son. He was like 14, 15. He was like in the 8th grade. And I loved the lady to death, loved her, but he had two women. It was in a love triangle. One was on Green Mountain, one was on Montpelier, and what is that called? I don't know. But anyway, so my mother told me go over there after school and she would come get me. So every time I got there, she wasn't there yet. Neither was his mother. So I'm looking at him like he a cousin because he's been around the family for forever. So I'm not thinking that. And when I told y'all, I don't mean no harm, but the guy was not small, okay? And my pants wouldn't even be all the way down. They was like to the knees because of the goddamn rider boots came up. So he was killing me pretty much. Taking my shit and killing me. Okay? That happened twice. And then I said, I'm not. And see, he thought that I was messing with a guy up the street in the goddamn apartment building, and it wasn't. If the guy had a gay brother, and I would go sit over there with him, so I wouldn't be in there with him. So that's what it was all about. But the other brother, I never even had no indulgence with. So the guy kind of found out because he's my daughter's father. He thought I was messing with the guy down the street in the fucking apartment building. No, it wasn't even like that. So anyway, people always just so that was that. So time going, time get on. I told my mother what the boy was doing to me. She says, "Don't say stuff like that." I said, "What? Don't say stuff like that." I was like, So now my birthday came in June. Now I'm 13. School came running around, when it does, and she took me to school shopping. I'm gonna tell you, clothes, shoes, toys. My mother was the best, but emotional, teaching, anything like that, none of that. I'm pretty much self-taught because you'll find out in a minute. But anyway, so that was that. So she takes me to, anybody remember Lovely Lady on Greenmount Avenue? So she takes me there, and we in the dressing room. And so she had you have the little like leggings and then the little shirt that come down over top of the little butt right there. So she lifts up the shirt and she like, oh, what is that? I said, I tried to tell you, but you didn't listen to me when I was trying to tell you the boy's been raping me. Oh no, we get ready to go right up here to Union Memorial. I said, okay. We went up there and they told that lady, Miss, it's not a place in America that will do an abortion at 28 weeks. She said, well, you're just gonna have to give her up. Give them up. She didn't say her. She said, give them up. I said, no, I won't. I'm not gonna walk these streets and could walk past my child today or tomorrow. That's not happening. So that's what it was. She tried to hide it from the family for forever. But at this point in time, I was living with my sister because she was pretty much hiding me. So I was living with sister number one and her baby father, and she had a little boy 6 months before my daughter was born. And I had them both while she worked, right? But before that, she was she was working up at the Caldors on York Road, and so were my cousins from down in Baltimore. So when I went into labor, her baby father called her to let her know, and one of the people said, "Tell your cousin that her sister's in labor." The cousin was like, "What? She what?" They said, "Tell her that her sister's in labor." They did now. Everybody know now, but yeah, I'm in labor. So baby father's sister, she was so sweet. I couldn't get no my mother wouldn't let them give me no pain medicine or whatever. She said she's gonna feel this like it was my fault. But anyway, so the lady, his sister, she just rubbing my little legs for me because the legs felt like they was gonna break if I put them down. It was the worst. But anyway, my daughter came out 7/21, February 9th, 1990, 7 pounds 6 ounces naturally. Yeah. So now, oh, now you know they really like, oh, she's never gonna be anything. She's not gonna accomplish this. She's not gonna do that. How she's gonna take care of her baby. Yeah, it was all of that. And then I had a few people like, not a few, a couple that really looked out for me and was really there for me as far as, things my baby might have needed or I might have needed or whatever. They were there. I will never, ever, ever forget it. They were there for me. And then it came a time where my daughter was like 2 months at this time. And I don't know what sister number one, I don't know what her issue is with me. I don't know. But she didn't never want to have a relationship with me. I guess she just dealt with me how she dealt with me or whatever. But anyway, came 2 months of my daughter being there, and she said to my mom that her baby father wanted me to leave. And I was like, he wouldn't say nothing like that. He's not that type of person. So that's what it was. And I wandered up over a aunt's house, my mom's aunt, so it would be my grandmother's sister. And all the thing to go on over there was drinking, fighting, all that kind of stuff. But her sister was over there as well, staying. She didn't have her own place yet. And this was the aunt that never worked. That she was my mother's younger sister. And yeah, so I'm over there with them, and it's a sofa bed in the living room. And my baby was laying on the sofa bed, and they was fighting real bad over there. And one of them fell on my baby, and that was it. That was it for me. I called my dad. I said, "Daddy, you got to get me out of here." My dad, I don't even know where. I don't even know where. If I went to his house or wherever, I don't even know. But I know that I couldn't stay out there because I couldn't get nothing done out there. I had to get out life right. So I from that point, I don't even know where I went until I ended up back with my mother when she rented a house off of York Road in Tunbridge. And so we moved in there, and my sister was staying there as well. So she didn't have that apartment anymore with her baby father, whatever. So it was us there. first, I don't even know when she came because I know my cousin was staying there too. The one used to look out for me, one of them, Vonnie. Yes, she did. And she showed me a lot, told me a lot. But anyway, my sister at some point, she was staying there and my cousin was gone. Because I wound up moving in the back room. My sister was in the middle room, and I think my brother was with my dad at the time. So at this time, I I met this guy. This was like we was going to old house. I was in every club, 14 years old, in every club in Baltimore City, getting in free, whoever came with me, all that. And I'm the youngest one out the bunch, surpassed all my peers. I ain't saying it to my own horn. I'm just saying this is how it was. So I'm just trying to let you know when you get to the store, you're gonna know why is what. So anyway, so we going down to we in old house one time, me and my cousins, and I meet this guy while we walking down North Avenue to get a cab. So I meet this guy, whatever. He cool, we kicking it, blah, blah, blah. Eventually he gave me a name. I'm gonna call you Reds. I said, okay. So we dealing with each other, he had nothing really going on at the time. Meaning he wasn't getting no money right then and there. So, he would be at my house all the time and stuff like that. And he wanted to take on the role of, you know, taking care of my child and all of that because the father, mind you, was the uncle's girlfriend's son running. He's running everywhere trying to ditch and dodge or whatever. So yeah, that's what he did. And I was way younger than him though. I was way younger than him. I was younger than everybody doing all that stuff. So, but anyway, time going on. And I wanted to go to school one day. And I said to sister number one, I said, can you watch my daughter so I can go to school, So I can go to school. She was like, no. I was like, okay. So I left him there, the dude, to watch my daughter so I can go to school. Something said, get out this goddamn building and go home. So that's what I did. I get home. I'm coming up the steps. Mother run to the left, go to the right. My sister ran right here. I just seen her like that. I could see him first because as soon as I hit the steps, he in my doorway, jumping in his boxers, butterball naked. Butterball naked. The kids, my niece, my daughter, and my nephew tore my room to pieces. Clothes in the ceiling fan, paint, fingernail polish everywhere, okay? But before I seen all that and him jumping in his boxes, I looked straight at her and she like this. With the same look that she gave me when she said, I'm not taking you. They got pretty hair and pretty eyes. The same look. I'll never forget it. Never. I won't. Okay. And then that's one thing. Then the second thing is she never even said anything about it. Never mentioned it. Never said anything about it. Nothing. I expected it though, for real. I ain't even gonna hold you. I expected it because her mother's like that. They mess with each other men's or she mess with her sister's men's or whoever. I don't know. But I'm not like that. We need to that got to stop. That got to stop. The molestation. Because I'm telling you, I done been around that shit too much. And I done seen it happen too much. One time I go with my girlfriend to her house. We was gonna go out and stuff. And when we went in, her brother was on one couch, her daughter was on another couch, and I love little baby girl. So I'm sitting over there playing with her and blah, blah, blah. She said, you want some covers? So I took the covers. I was like, yeah, that's that one. Then all of a sudden, she just started rubbing her foot up and down my leg. And I was like, no, babe, don't do that. Don't do that, baby. And then I got up. I don't even remember if I said something to the mom or not. I don't even remember, but I know people, you just don't know how people might react. So I don't know if I said anything or not, but that was that. And then, mind you, what I did to my little brother. And then It was a cousin and another person that it possibly was great happen that I stopped because I saw it. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that way. That's that. And then here's the thing. Here's the kicker. Okay, so after the whole situation, my sister, blah, 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 all that, time went on, time went on. I was taking my mother car, I was going downtown. We used to ride around, bop, 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 Club Eldorado, shooting dice, Utah, all that. So one day I go down, I takes the car down there, and they got the they got the shooting right. The car was just parked right dead near the dice hut. And I swear to you that the guys were shooting over our direction. So rest in peace, sweet pea. Pushed me down on the ground like, girl, get down. And so I'm just crawling up the street the other way. The car is right there where they busting the shots. And I didn't even have a license, but I could drive. I wasn't supposed to have her car though. So anyway, I do that, and I'm crawling up the street. Another girl I know, she crawling down the street. I said, "Girl, you gotta go this way." And I said, "But I gotta go back get the car. How am I gonna get the car?" Why every car around it had all the bullets, and not my mother car. I got the heck up out of there, took it home, and I went in the trunk, and I seen a box with all her office stuff in there, and I said, "This is where it's gonna begin. This is where it's gonna begin." At this point, mind you, I had my child. She was like one. My brother, 4 years younger than me. I had to look out for my brother because he the one I spent the most time with. All the other siblings, than all the other siblings. But so when I seen that, it was like I got into survival mode. I knew it. I wasn't going to let my daughter go through what I went through. Heck no. First of all, I'm going to tell her everything she needs to know being a woman. Secondly, I'm going to make sure she knows that she could come to me and I'm going to accept anything. We're going to work it out. Period. That's how it needed to be. Nobody even tell me about a period. I thought it was something I did wrong. I just... So anyway, now we get set out up there, okay? She got me... By this time, my aunt, her sister that used to come and watch us whenever she was gone or whatever, and she loved my sister, loved my brother, but she treated me like, when she drank, she treated me like we fought and everything. Like, I don't know, she had something against my mother, and she didn't want to go against her older sister, so she took it out on me because I looked so much like my mother. I don't know. All I know is when she was dying, I rushed from Howard County to go over there just to hear her say she loved me because I just didn't know how to feel. And then she died. When she said it, then she died. And today, yesterday was her birthday. Happy birthday. I want to put rest in peace. So I'm staying with her down there on Monument. Oh no, I skipped the whole point. Wait a minute, let's back it up a little bit. Before we even left Tunbridge, I met Odell's one time. The dude I was messing with, he was up there dancing with a girl. And so I was like, okay. I go downstairs and find Dancing Tony. Dancing Tony always, not Gay Tony, the little dancer guy used to dance around the club. So I go dance behind. And here comes the boyfriend. He binds me in my mouth. I was like, So I'm holding my face and I go in the back by the bar, get some water or soda or something. And I'm holding my face. And the guy was like, what's wrong with you, baby? You're too pretty to be holding your face like that. I said, my boyfriend just hit me in my mouth. He said, what? Take me to him. So I took him to him, and they told his something to him about the club. And then the guy was like, y'all good? You need to ride home? Whatever. I was like, we just gonna catch the key. He said, hey, give me the keys to the Benz. Like, come on, take everybody home. And blah, blah, blah. Rashid, thank you, baby. And my sister was like, you gonna let her drive? He said, yeah, she good. So we get in, and I take everybody home. And then he was like, "Can you ride up the county with me? I want to get some clothes, just stay in town." I was like, "Okay." So in my mind, I'm like, "Oh my God, this man want to do something." Blah, blah, blah. No, God, no. But I'm telling him my story the whole time we're riding and stuff. So when we get out there, he was like, "I'll be right back." And I was like, "Oh, he is so respectful." You know what I'm saying? I'm like, "Oh, that is what's up. It's the business." So now we riding back in to drop me off and stuff. And then he just was like, he peeled off some bands, gave me some bands, said, "You take care of your baby girl and your little brother." I was like, "Okay." He said, "Call me if you ever need anything." I was like, "Okay, thank you." And he came through more and more and more times over and never tried to get my cookies. I couldn't believe, like, he was the best guy in the world. And um we got we couldn't keep in touch anymore because when my mom got sat out up there, that's the only place he knew. Back then, it wasn't really no phones. I think it was pages. I don't even know. But so that was that. And then I wound up having to move down my aunt's house on Monument and Rose. And like I said, when she drank, she treated me like shit. So one particular night, she set me out the house with my child in a black trash bag, 3 o'clock in the morning. So the guy I used to smoke weed with this guy, and I said, "Well, I'm gonna go around there because they be up in the house." So I go around there, and we never mess with each other, not like that. But I said, "Could you ask your mom? Can I just stay here for the night and see, what I'm gonna do?" Like, he said, "Okay, I'm gonna ask her," and she was like, "Okay, that's fine." I said, "Tell her I give her, a few dollars to stay here just until I figure out what I'm going to do." So I was going to this school. I was trying to get my GED, but I couldn't take it in there because the girls in there, they must just was doing it because they had to do it to get their money or whatever. But me, I was trying to do it because I needed it. I had to move on. And I couldn't focus because they in there just laughing, cack. And I said, "This ain't for me. Gotta go." But before I did that, I was telling the lady in there, I was telling her my situation as far as living. And I was like, she said, "Well, it's a lady that rents out a room that goes to the church." I said, "Well, please give me information because I got to get out of there where I'm at." And she did. And I get over there with the lady, me and my daughter. And the lady, I gave her the food stamp card and she just go buy greens and salmon. What little child is going to eat that stuff? Excuse me. So my daughter, my daughter daycare was down the street from where we were. And that lady was so special. I just love that lady. She was trying to send me home food. I was like, I haven't even cooked this kind of stuff yet. Like, So one day, I was out there. We were staying there, and I was out there smoking a cigarette. And I was like, Raven. And this guy pulled up. He was like, "You okay? You look like," because I was pacing. I think I was just upset. Like, I was just upset. And he said, "You okay? I'm gonna pull over. You okay?" And I was like, I just, I just, I just broke down like. Mm-mm. He was like, "I know you don't know me." I said, I'm just looking at him like, and he was like, he was like, he said, excuse me, y'all. He was like, he said, "Me and my sister got a house in Emerson Village." He said, "You can have another room, but you and your baby can come stay up there if you want." I was like, "For real?" He was like, "Yeah, go get your baby, go get your stuff." So, um, he was at me with the car and stuff, so I can go and find a place, whatever, because I think I went down housing or something, and they was gonna pay half of my rent for a year, whatever. So I finally found a place on Denison. I wanted to be west. I didn't want to be east for real. I didn't. And that didn't work because the landlord, he didn't even come get the rent because the guys outside, he owed them or something. I don't know, but I saved the money. And I was talking to my cousin, and she was like, well, you might as well come out here. Me, your mother, and your girl. And she said, and Sherry out here. I was like, oh, Mom, I can't stand these. She was like, girl, we all out here. You might as well. Mind you, I didn't even know my mother. I hadn't even talked to my mother. I didn't even know she lived out there for real. But she got her shit together when she had to get her son. You know, that's what it was. And I, I live in a building right down the street, and she never came to my house. She never asked me, am I okay? Did I want to come home? Mind you, I'm 15. So I think I'm going I think I'm gonna cut it for the night. And I'll pick it back up. I'll pick it back up. Oh y'all. Just remind me. I'm gonna start back at Amberwood. It's important. Okay, y'all. Y'all have a good night. It's Katrina. K for short. Signing off. Y'all have a good one.